Welcome back, boys and girls, once again to DreamHack Valencia. We are here in the finals right now between Dignitas and Rival. Rival just managed to find their first win in the finals with Ares in the solo lane.
As rival as it gets. I mean, when you see this team, how many times throughout the regular season have I preached play to your own personality? What works for one team doesn't necessarily work for another. Solo Ares probably wouldn't work for virtually any other team. But when it comes to Deathwalker, the Croatian sensation, you have to expect oddball picks that are going to work out.
So he's got Deathwalker in the bank, and the fans already cheering him just being on the screen. That's going to be a performance of Aaron. He's got Deathwalker, what do you call it? Airwalker?
Airwalker? I think there's a copyright there.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know about that one. I'm walking away, I can hear the lawyers
Think of
call.
the Ares on top of that. But his opposition is Variety. Now, Variety's been very quiet today. I'll be honest, it's unusual.
Yeah.
It's unusual to see Variety this quiet. He's been kept shut by Deathwalker. But not only Deathwalker, as well, even in the other games, I don't think he's been particularly good.
Rival excels at controlling the Fire Giant side of the map. Between Deathwalker and iceicebaby, their ability to just lock players down is fantastic. In game number 3, it was assisted by Collis as well. That was what happened then. Let's see what happens here in game 4.
Let's go on then with game 4. Picks and bans are ready. Dig versus Rival. And he'll be back to Dig.
Immediate.
As the first pick. And what we found out so far is both Dig's wings have come from being first pick.
Yeah.
Same for Rival.
I mean, I think everybody realizes, but I was talking to fellow commentator Aggro out there earlier during the break, and he's like, look, Dig need to opt for the first pick here. There were so many issues with allowing Rival to go ahead and do what they want. It's Dignitas' turn to really dictate things. Osiris and the Ra band out again. Yeah, we'll see if Wlfy really has it.
Salt
he really has it.
Salt first pick. It won't be Bologna this time round because Rival know that they will take Soul for themselves. It has to be Soul, and that's exactly what Dig do.
Yeah, I mean, easy peasy, not a big deal here. Zyrhoes pilots this Soul better than virtually anybody on the planet, and I say that understanding how heavy a statement that is.
I don't know what Rival's game plan is, but I almost want to feel them go Bologna Raven just to go, all right, Dig, we can do it too.
Sure.
But maybe stick to your own style. Obviously, we've been saying that about Rival quite a lot, and I think that's why Erlang Shen and Odin.
Exactly. So, and this is exactly what I mean. You don't have to go to the ends of the earth. You don't have to pick Ares solo every game. But the double warrior comp that is that Bologna Raven, sure it works. But when it comes to Rival, tilt it a little bit, and now you wind up with Erlang Shen and Odin. A little bit of a different application, but you still have these two tanky warriors.
So a lot of opportunities now for Dignitas as they look down the list and go to the Raven once more. I'm not upset at seeing this on Qvofred again.
No.
He's been looking very comfortable with it all, even in the loss just now.
You know what it is? That's it. I love that you use the word comfortable, because it's his job to make Rival uncomfortable. Dive the back line. Qvofred ults, Qvofred hands, and then Wlfy dies. That's all he's trying to do every game. It's what won them game 1 and 2.
Sun Wukong this game, not the Bologna. And I could see that on Variety's face as he was talking to his team of like, I don't want Bologna this game.
This is the right choice. This is absolutely the right choice.
Adaptation.
This is the choice. Sun Wukong comes online a little bit more annoying than the Bologna can be around the earlier minutes of the game. Sun Wukong should transfer over to the mid lane and just cause havoc. I love this choice.
I need to see Rival ban Fafnir here. And it's really weird for me to say that, but the reason I want him to ban Fafnir, 2 actually. 1, because it result and a Hunter, so you got that double steroid potential, but also because Dignitas' comp is one of these that can escape from out of nowhere each time.
Yeah.
So with the disapparate, Raven with the overhead kicks, Sun Wukong to the cloud in the bird form. Every single one of them has a way of escaping, and Fafnir would be the same sort of style. So Dig could go for one of these fights where you're like, he's in, no he's not, he's in, no he's not. Rival needs to recognize that and ban Fafnir because it's a double reason to do so.
Right, double reason to do so. On the Rival side, double taunts as well, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Erlang Shen is on his ultimate, but Athena's on a much lower cooldown. So what's going to happen here? Shouts to you, Miss Cleo, otherwise known as Hindu Man. Rival are going to burn the beads with Athena, and then Erlang Shen's going to taunt into whatever nonsense Wlfy wants to throw.
Look at the focus to Wlfy. Ra, Vulcan,
Exactly.
Giannis, What's next on your list now?
Well, because like I said, you have 2 setup men. You have 2 taunts to just let Wlfy hit him in the face.
Cernunnos for vote, not a real surprise there. And that's going to actually allow Wlfy to hold this last pick for himself and survey the scene. Survey the scene that Dig presents to him. Hou Yi for Arkkyl. A lot of fans will be happy to see him back on that again. His Jigway performance wasn't terrible. He just wasn't able to get in the game.
I think we might see a Scylla, and I don't want to see a Scylla. I want to see something a little bit more mid-game.
Double taunts and an Odin ring. It does spell Scylla. I'd actually like to see a Zeus potentially. Ooh. Potentially a Zeus could be good, but we'll see how this plays because Sobek is one of those who can cause some issues for Zeus too.
I think by picking a hyper late game mage, Rival could set themselves up for failure because Sun Wukong, Ravana, and Sol are going to go nuts in the mid game. Rival need to pick a mage that can have an impact before the game hits last minutes.
Isis?
Maybe. I don't think there's enough. I don't think you capitalize off of the double taunts enough with the Isis,
sure.
But Wlfy has a fantastic Isis.
And that's what I'm just thinking of, because it might be beneficial to be able to be in the team a little bit more maybe, and even more CC to burn more beads, force people into beads, which means Odin rings are more impactful because there's less chance of the fact the Phantom would be available for some of them.
Nox! Oh, love it.
I don't like Wlfy's face on the screen though, as in not in a nasty way. I mean, like, he doesn't seem as confident.
He's a pretty guy. What are you talking about?
He doesn't seem too confident.
It's poker face, dude.
You reckon?
Poker face.
I don't know, man. Normally he's all happy and smiley and chilling as cool as a cucumber with his head laid back. But all of a sudden, Nox gets locked in, he's like, he's jiggling around a little bit more now.
When it comes to Wlfy, you can't read his face like the rest of the squad. His body language kind of speaks to it. He's sitting in the chair. I'm not concerned. This Nox is exactly what I was talking about. It's going to be able to capitalize off of that double taunt. You're going to be able to have that late game powerhouse. But the mid game, that trouble puddle, still will be impactful. I love this draft. And folks, with this Nox, I think we might see a game 5.
But I don't know. I really don't know, because Dig did draft what I expected him to look to draft, which, even though they did ban the Fafnir away, the Sobek has the same sort of style of play.
Right.
Lurking in the waters gets him away from trouble, as does the Charge Prey, the Tail Whip too. Hou Yi, he's still got the leap. He's the only one that's a little bit more susceptible than the others, but everybody has a way to cause problems. Let's hear it for game 4, boys and girls. Here we go.
Team Rival earned their way here in game number 4. I love the way that they played in game number 3, understanding that this was the only opportunity to stretch the series. They dig real deep, and they find their weird solo Ares nonsense. And then they go, like I said, this is a relatively traditional composition, just a little bit on brand for Team Rival. Deathwalker and iceicebaby on the alternative double warriors.
Look at this from Dig though. Beginning the game, 2 wards down on their own side of the jungle, right? Because they're only worried about some cheese, some strange again. Because the problem is Rival right now, I think Dig are actually confident in their comp. I think they're confident in what they've drafted.
Oh, yeah.
And they can take Rival one-on-one, just like the last 2 games, in this game 4. And so, as long as there's no shenanigans at the beginning, nothing unusual, they should be okay.
Here's the deal, Graham. Game number 3, I knew Rival was winning as soon as they locked in that weird Ares. I knew it. It was too weird, right mid lane already starting off. Qvofred able to deal damage. Deathwalker shows up already.
The Mink, not enough damage though, is able to be put out with the Mink and the rest of the team. And now Wlfy may get picked a little bit on that Nox coming out very late from this lane, but Iceice and Deathwalker showing face means that they can't get the speed buff. Have to fall back for the elementals. They wanted the speed, really.
And I like how Deathwalker is just kind of zoning at level 1.
Variety from the top though, maybe able to catch a
He's
quick
level 2.
in a way. Deathwalker's still level 1, Wlfy's still level 1. Iceice has the leap, and so this poke damage is pretty good. Zyrhoes though is eating archers, and that's one thing you cannot do in the early game. Respect the archers.
iceicebaby brought down even lower because of those minions as well. So Zyrhoes kind of playing it fast and loose because Rival's playing it fast and loose.
But the good news for Dig though, even though he did take a lot of pressure there, they will be able to take the speed buff from Rival, and Variety can get the one on the right. And this comes back to Rival trying to make a play mid at the start. Sure. And Dig knew, as long as they didn't get anything shenanigans at the beginning, they should be okay. Those shenanigans have now come back to haunt Rival already, as Dig has taken some of their jungle.
And that's what I'm talking about. Game number 3. agree. As soon as the Ares were locked in, I knew Rival was winning. Whether it's just, you know, when you want to say something like fade or whatnot, I knew it was going to happen. Team Dignitas on the back foot. Here, however, Dignitas are, I think this is a 50-50.
But look at what iceicebaby did there. He rotated through mid towards left, but those early wards that were placed down by Dignitas also covered the shenanigans of an early Odin gang from the jungle to dual lane. Dignitas know all they have to do is shut down the early and they'll be okay.
Right, the Odin, I mean, the ring is always relative, but that bird bomb, it's gonna murder you at this point in the game, so gotta be careful of that surprise jump out of the jungle. Team Dignitas protecting their own very well. There's a speed buff.
Yeah, a good situation right now for both these two teams as it stands. Obviously, with the team that Rival have drafted, we talk a lot about Nox and her strengths, but it's all about the fact that the issue she really struggles with is making sure she can confirm that damage. But with a team with taunts on her side, that issue becomes a little bit less likely to cause problems.
Exactly, so absolutely have to keep an eye on that one if you want to stay relevant. Deathwalker getting low, but the rotation is going to stop much of anything. I think both solo laners were baiting each other there, expecting the double rotation.
Yes, and the double rotation was coming from both of them too.
Exactly.
It's just that they both met at the same time. The difference is right now, though, that there is a lead in mid for Zyrhoes and Qvofred in the jungle against that of Rival in iceicebaby and Wlfy based off the start. It's not a big impact, but that can start to grow. That's how game 1 and game 2 went. Slow little steps.
The slow burn. Ironic, because the game with Ares is the one that went in the other direction. But the slow burn that was game number 1 and game number 2 is exactly what Dignitas are looking to do here as well. Although they are expected to pick up the tempo and pace a little bit. Their composition is more geared towards the mid game than it has been all series. Is that a good thing or a bad thing to change things up? Only time will tell.
Indeed, and on the Ryan side as well, Variety, with the start he got based off Deathwalker going away, has a small lead there too, so starting to creep into position. Iceice going to be given the red buff here, trying to abuse Odin's early game even more.
Yeah, and I like that choice. Taunt on the Trixtank, there's the trouble puddle, right on top, suns out, guns out, there's the kill, ice, baby, first on the board.
But Dig are angry and they want Wlfy. Aegis is already down and Qvo's going for the damage. Wlfy turns around and slams him in the face, but Arkkyl drops down to find the kill, and now it's a 3v3.
There's another jump, there's another kill, 2 for Odin, 3 for Rival. Vote, he's going all the way to the top.
And here's the thing with the Sobek thing that we just saw there. Taunt into silence. Sobek can't use any abilities if you're silenced all that time.
Yep.
He's been forced into Phantom at the start of the game to deal with the Odin and help his team. And once again, it's an early game to support with
Zyrhoes in trouble.
trouble.
There's a taunt. To separate gets him out for the moment. And since we're only level 6, the tower dive not in the prerogative of Team Rival. Instead, we'll have to walk back into the jungle. Their trouble on that side of the map has earned them about an 800 gold lead. Nothing to really hang your hat on, but something to start thinking about.
And it's big for Rival, that, to be fair, as well, because the start of the game, the plan was failed. They went for an early gank, they fell behind because of it, and Diggs had a small lead, but the players from iceicebaby have actually helped them out a little bit more now.
Absolutely, and I mean, like we said, I like the choice, the red buff going the way of the Odin. You gotta really leverage what you've got, and the early damage on this warrior is exactly what he brings to the table.
Mid lane, you can see quite a group in here as Wlfy was coming back, right, and the Harpy's going to go the way of Dignitas for the time being. And with that, you can actually help out with the speed buff here with Qvo and Variety as well.
Right now, Variety still needs a couple more levels. I want to see him at level 10, make the rotation in the mid lane, and start pressuring on top of Wlfy. Wlfy does have a number of tools to sort of get out of jail, but once you put those on cooldown, you can continue to go, and that's the beauty of Sun Wukong. His abilities are on a lower cooldown, so you can just sort of pester and just be, I say this all the time about this character, annoying.
Annoying as annoying can get as well, because even when you think he's dead, then he's still got a revival too, and then you've got the transformations to deal with yet again, or the slow, and then before you know it, you probably lost half your health at the same time as you've been trying to chase him down.
Yeah, just a little troublesome there, so we'll see if the impact is going to be as good as it sounds on paper. Like you said, I mean, Variety's been relatively quiet today.
He has, and I think that's just because Rival's playstyle have kept him in check. Deathwalker is a new type of solo laner. I don't know if he's new.
You say that.
It's like a flavor of Devios. It's like a flavor of Omega. It's like a flavor
Almost.
of a few of them.
You know who he really reminds me of?
Go on.
Different application, but it's that Xayah approach.
Xayah style? I mean, it is European, so Xayah
It's
would.
the Xayah approach to the game where it's like, look, I'll play whatever the hell I want and I'm going to make it work.
Oh, in the jungle though, Deathwalker's in a bit of trouble. Taunts onto 2. Mainly to buy time for now iceicebaby to come in and drop
Nice
the
ring.
down.
Nice
Forcing
ring.
out the ult, and now the pressure's back on.
Oh, I like the way he danced around that, trying to make use of the Athena ult. Variety's going to ult himself. There's his extra life. Trouble as Deathwalker comes up forward, collapsing on Trixtank, half HP, scurries out of the flurry.
Dig need to get
able
out.
to survive.
Dig need to get out because Vogue got to the fight a lot earlier than everybody else. As in Arkkyl did not manage to get across. You heard the pings of ding, 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 ding. That was Arkkyl screaming to his team.
Abort.
I am not going to make it there before him. We should be fine. That's why Trix disengaged too.
Yeah.
They could have potentially looked for a fight in a 4-on-4, but the wiser call was to fall back if it did become a 5-on-5.
Man, there was such a cool little play there that I really liked that iceicebaby did as he still pesters Trixtank. He drops the ring down, and he has the Athena ultimate on him. He stands on the outside of the ring, while the enemy's on the inside, knowing that the Athena ult is still gonna hit. I love the way he used that sort of as a wall separating him and his opposition, while still being able to deliver the damage.
Qvofred, the furthest man forward there, and very, very careful with the fact that Odin's ring is down. Knowing that cooldown is important, especially when his own ultimate is on cooldown as well.
I mean, it's down for what, like 12 seconds?
Towards the late game, it kind of feels that way, especially with a tiny bit of cooldown reduction too. It causes a lot of problems.
And perhaps more specifically, the Odin ring is going to be up 2 times for every 1 application of Phantom. So, you know, exaggeration aside, iceicebaby is going to want to drop that on cooldown to make sure that that Phantom is only usable once every 2 fights.
Well, gold is still even between the 2 teams, even though rival were the ones with more kills.
Right.
A lot of that comes back to how well Dignitas do at farming, splitting it as much as possible and just keeping it even and grinding it out for the time being. This isn't the same sort of game as the last game, though.
Oh, no.
In terms of rival being on as much of a clock. Yes, Odin falls off a little bit, but Erlang Shen and Nox, they can compete at the top end too.
It's much less about rivals composition for me and much more about Dignitas's. Like I said, it's just much more directed towards that mid-game. iceicebaby taking a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, Variety got a nice little form from behind there, managed to find the Tiger Stun, but the shield from iceicebaby comes into play. Obviously, having that available for Odin just absorbs a little bit more damage. Obviously, you don't just use it for damage with the bird bomb. You do get that shield to prevent damage too.
So far, early in our game, 30 seconds away from Fire Giant saying hello. Team Rival lead this by 2 kills, 3-1, and the gold just barely separated from that first blood bounty that iceicebaby earned so long ago. Team Dignitas trying to come back just a little bit here. And as we said, this game is going to get a little bit more exciting a little bit early, Hindu Man.
I don't know. I actually think this is a little bit too stressful for Rival and Dig this one, because it is game 4, and generally you've got to play it a little bit careful and not make mistakes.
This is the plays I'm talking about. Gold Fury started 5 seconds before 10 minutes. 5 players in Rival jerseys surrounding the objective. Taunt's good before the ring. That's not going to work. There's the Gold Fury. Rival secure it.
And now Qvofred and Trix can't really find anything else, but Wlfy has been left alone on the right-hand side. Variety coming around the back from the solo lane too, but I don't think he wants to commit. The call might be Portal Demon here, because Variety just fell back straight away, surprisingly enough.
Tier 1 tower, I think it's going to be at Zyrhoes here. But the power of Team Rival coalescing in the mid lane.
Portal Demon is being done by Variety. That is a potential, but Rival seem to sniff it out. Where's the monkey? There's the monkey.
King of the jungle? I thought that was on her. He's a lion.
Yeah, he is.
No, I'm telling the truth. I think Hindu Man might fire me.
Get me out. Get me out. You are a real man of genius, you are, that's for sure. 3-1 though on the scoreboard, and still that Gold Fury does allow a little bit of a gold lead for Rival to start to open up now, and they need to abuse that a little bit with the Odin in the early game. These rings are very well placed, by the way, because if the ring hits the Gold Fury ends up destroying the ring, I should say.
Exactly, and you know it's interesting the way that interaction works between Kalas and iceicebaby. Kalas goes for the taunt. And iceicebaby drops the ring before the player could actually get inside of it, which was a positive. Because if he's inside the ring, he's going to steal the Gold Fury. So Kalas almost makes the misplay, and iceicebaby prevents him from doing so, just going, hey buddy, bam, there's a wall here. Wall.
Don't start that again. It's not that sort of game.
The
That's for sure.
classic wall.
It might be a classic, but don't start it just yet. Speed buff as well was dropped by Deathwalker there. I like that call. He realized that Ice wasn't going to be available to get to his speed buff in time, and he didn't want any cheeky shenanigans of variety sneaking there, or even Qvofred. So drops it for his team on his way back. Make sure it's secure. Blue, not as important. You can leave that one a little bit longer,
right,
because you've got a little bit more safety of being quite close by.
One of the interesting things here is the lack of invades, I think. Variety forced into animals nice and easy, no real threat there. Both teams have their own buffs.
It's not the lack of invades, because the invades are there. It's the good defense of their own buffs. It's the good secure of their own jungle. And it's not just the secure of their own jungle by ward placements to give away the vision. They just know. They just know if they don't take that buff, they're going to end up in a Barney in their own half of the map, and maybe even lose their own buff for free.
I love it when you get hyper British.
It only happens now and again.
I know.
Just the odd win.
We'll see how it works out. We'll see if Vote is actually going to take this fight from Arkkyl. Arkkyl gets rooted just a little bit, and both players take a little bit of damage, but I'm not too concerned.
I do still want to go back to, I really feel both these teams are missing an opportunity by going aggressive on the other hunter.
Yes.
By focusing the other hunter down, that is a big win for me. Because when Arkyl's been kept quiet, he's not done much. When Vote's been kept quiet, he's not done much. It's been very tricky for both of them if they've been put behind.
The focus just hasn't been on the hunters. I mean, for good reason. I think it's all been on the right side of the map. These teams these teams are generally five-man teams. They aren't a team centered around a single superstar, but you can still identify that superstar in Deathwalker and, depending on the game, Variety and Qvofred, I think, are the two guys that really lead these charges. So no matter how strong that Arkkyl and Vote are, and they will lead their games, it's more 2 out of 10 games that you see the hunter step up, whereas 8 out of 10, it's going to be on the right side of the map.
So it seems with how the game started, and as I expected, after that Gold Fury slows down again. The early Gold Fury worth a little bit, not too much, however, to create enough of a lead, but this Portal Demon start here, Callus is in a lot of trouble.
He's in the middle of everybody, and down he goes. Zyrhoes gets the kill. That was easy.
Oh, Bysite's trying to come around the back, but Trix with a quick tail whip will buy his team a moment to fall back to their own side of the map. Portal Demon is reset, but it was Dignitas' doing that forced that fight that got them a kill.
I mean, Callus just walked into that. Very surprising.
I just don't think he expected that many people.
Yeah, a rare miscalculation coming out from the team rival support. Leaves his roster 4 men strong on the right side, but
only
still.
for a second. He's Athena. He is Athena, so we can get back to this fight, and that's why rival themselves have now put the Portal Demon. But look at this, Ice rings in one. Right-hand side, though, Athena went that way. Dignitas can steal this.
There comes the Suns, but nobody's tanking, so no damage.
I thought for a second of a cheeky dig steal, because rival had a bit of a miscommunication. Deathwalker on the right versus Variety still going on.
And with that Arkkyl ultimate down, Portal Demon gets picked up and leashed one more time. Arkkyl trying to play it a little bit dangerous, walking into 3, but he's long range, he doesn't care.
So still the Portal Demon stand this Gold Fury about to spawn. So nice taunt into the silence.
Into the combo! Half HP from Arkkyl, just like that.
Risky from Arkkyl because he had his beats. The taunt pulled him in just enough so he couldn't use.
He knew exactly what was there, because look at who was on the map. You know that Deathwalker's on the right side dealing with Variety. You know exactly when it comes to Wlfy, he's going to hit you with the dot and the trouble puddle, and that's it. You know there's no follow-up.
But now you're going to take a fight near the Gold Fury because rival know you're at half health, so they're going to try and drag your attention to this Gold Fury and go, well, maybe you'll do it again, and this time you might just die, or you're starting to fight at half health.
At the same time, I think that's the right play. He has Bumba's mask, so he's going to be able to go into the jungle and clean up and heal up from half HP to 90%, just like that.
And that's where the window of opportunity for rival that was so slim. Either Arkkyl goes back to base and they can get the Gold Fury for free, or force it immediately, try and force the fight with Arkkyl being at half. Otherwise, the Bumba's factor comes in.
And like I said, I love that play because he completely understood all of the threats. Or lack thereof, I should say, because he knew he wasn't dying, and if you're not going to die, don't use your actives. You just don't need to. So the next time Team Rival come through, he's got that available.
Well, Gold Fury pulled by Vote for a second just to see if there is a response. That's all it is. And the response is actually just Trixtank, who's trapped in a ring now, has Phantom lurking in the waters too. Sun's raining down from Arkkyl. It's round the back, Qvo. He found Wlfy, and he's gone.
What a beautiful flank coming out from the jungler. That's going to be it, though. Qvofred picks up one, looking towards the Gold Fury. iceicebaby, Kala's vote still present. Deathwalker being zoned out in the mid lane. Gold Fury still being attacked by the Team Dignitas Hunter, now leashed, looking for something else, but Arkkyl gets caught up.
Big beads, though, will help him escape. Fast reaction time. But with that, Dignitas can't do what they were looking for, which is there we go with the blink combo, but Aegis to the rescue, and Variety with a very good transformation there.
Oh my goodness, Variety hits that knockup, ensuring that the damage from the Defender Olympus does not crush his Hunter.
Again,
double taunt, double jump.
But Trix this time will peel for them as well. Obviously, as well, so the beads burned by Zyrhoes, and now it's fallback again. Kalis's Athena is causing a lot of problems.
Both of these engagements have been fantastic to watch because Team Rival makes a fantastic play, and then Team Dignitas are able to actually fight into it, have HP on the objective, Rival back off.
Variety and Deathwalker dueling it out as Q's a little bit far forward, took a lot more damage than he probably should have there. The overhead kick will reset him again, and still Deathwalker and Variety. Poke, 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 and at the moment, Deathwalker's winning the trades.
It's a 4-on-4 and a 1-on-1. Deathwalker and Variety are playing their own
This
game.
is going down quick. This is going down quicker than I thought it was going to do. Trixtank gonna find Zyrhoes.
Huddle, combo, see you later. Vote puts number 4 on the board.
And now Trixtank goes down 2 to vote who gets the double. In goes Arkkyl, diving deep.
Tripski!
Are you trying to give him the penta boy? Because that's what it looked like there when I play Arkkyl. The small mistakes deep in the game, in 4 games in, and the stress of these sets might starting to tell its toll onto Dignitas.
There's a taunt, Variety's in trouble.
What are they
Variety was
doing?
there once. Vote with the unofficial Quattro.
What are they doing?
They are walking into the slaughter like lemmings. One by one, they just fall off the bridge. Team Dignitas, Team Dignitas watch. Team Rival pick up the objective, find themselves down 4K.
Do what Qvo did. Give it up and go and get the speed buff or something.
That's just a jungler.
He stole speed, but now Qvo's gonna have to defend this portal demon alone.
Frenzy
Has
needs
his ultimate,
fight.
Has his ultimate, but he doesn't have a life. That's for sure, and now Rival are starting to gather even more energy together for themselves. No pun intended. 4.7, 4.6 in terms of experience and gold right now. And they're in a commanding position to take this to a 5th game.
Listen, people like to talk about Snowball be all about the numbers. Sometimes Snowball is about the momentum and that mental attitude. So we see all that gold happen, all those kills. The players didn't back to base, so they ain't buy nothing. That's not an actual snowball by way of objectives. They're sitting there and they understand that they just are feeling themselves. They're able to get these kills. They're separating Team Dignitas and finding them 4-on-1 time and time again.
Notice Kellis just completed a Stone of Gaia too. That's going to cause a lot of problems now for Dignitas because Sobek can't do too much, and Variety's knockup won't impact him either. Now it's a split push game, it seems. Arkyl's going to try and get a bit of free farm on the left, and Rival going to take the tier 1 tower in the mid. Pressure for the tier 2.
Yeah, it's the problem. It's a tier 1 for a tier 1, but how about that tier 2? And how about that Trixtank? Wlfy gets another one, but trouble for iceicebaby.
I don't think he's going to get caught, though, because he's going to force him to dive too deep. Variety ended up switching his attention to mid, knowing Zyrhoes was coming. Arkkyl is still pushing, by the way, so this chase by Dig is very smart. It's okay if they lose lives, potentially. That's why Deathwalker's had to go up, but Deathwalker's losing the fight.
He's going to take it. He already used the ultimate earlier in the engagement to save the life of his jungler. So he doesn't have to save his own life, no heal available. Tier 2 tower goes to Team Dignitas. You know, that one, that goes the other way.
And that was a very reminiscent of Energy style of play when they're behind. They would always look for a split push opportunity, make you look one way, take towers elsewhere, and Arkkyl did just that for Dignitas there. Worked out very, very well.
20 minutes on the clock here. Team Rival tripling Team Dignitas' 3 kills as we are in game number 4. This is match point for Team Dig. Team Rival trying to stretch this out to the conclusion of the series in a game 5. They do find themselves up 3,000 gold, but I just had a conversation about momentum, and that play right there, full momentum shift. It's in the hands of Team Dig.
I think right now with how it stands, Rival, yet with the lead, they're in position right now, but the lead's not big enough as it stands to say they can win this game off the back of it. They're going to have to continue to grind this out a little bit more. The next Gold Fury could be quite important, and the Portal Demon too, obviously. If for one trade, it's not too bad, but if they both go the same way, it's that team that's probably going to find themselves in the most dangerous position.
Gold Fury not spawned just yet. Team Rival looking for the smaller objective next to it, the Oracles. They'll succeed. Nice jump away from Arkkyl.
His reaction time's been pretty solid today. And that's why I've been surprised. Like, he seems to just be on the ball of how much damage he can take.
Oh, Trixtank. Oh, no.
He's okay. He's okay for now, because if you do see them chase all the way in, the team is still around from Dig to be able to collapse to help out.
I think that was a missed opportunity. I think they could have locked the croc. I don't know about that
Does
one.
have Phantom, does have beads now.
You chase the Phantom out, then you win the next team fight.
But he's got beads for the simple reason Trix is the one being focused. And this has happened to Trix a lot of years before, multiple times at LAN, where they try and pick on him, and most of the time he comes up trumps. But I kind of like the adaptation so far with where he's going with his builds, what he's trying to do for his team, and the fact that he's gone Phantom and beads.
Right.
The fact that he can't be ganked now is going to create a bit of an issue, more of an issue for Rival, but it could be a bit of a different story for iceicebaby.
He's going to be the one that's actually doing the bullying. iceicebaby of this team's in the wing, and Team Dignitas understand that one. That time I respect the lack of chase.
Yeah, I don't think it was worthwhile trying to chase him down. He's got Blink, he's got the ring anyway.
Exactly.
You're gonna get trapped inside it. Just hold the cooldowns. Just make him realize, hey, we will pull you. We are not scared. If you're gonna be too aggressive, we will have a fight with you. Not like yesterday where we saw the Odin just tanking the world and not scared of anything.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much just a message. Get out of my hood. Don't stand in my lane. Walk away. We'll kill you next time.
But it also shows Trixtank is still willing to play aggressive, even though he's died 3 times so far this game. He's still gonna be looking for the plugs. He's still not gonna be apprehensive.
He's Trixtank.
But you've got to be careful, because sometimes when you play support in those situations, you get picked multiple times in a row, you start to get apprehensive of like, but if I go in, guys, and it all goes wrong, I'm gonna die again.
Sure.
Can't have that at this stage.
Yeah, Trixtank, I think that's one of the best things about Trixtank is that he never really gets in his own head about that. He can get picked 5 times in the game and still look for the objective, which is exactly what Rival's doing right here.
Wrap around the back could be possible from Zyrhoes and Qvo here, but Rival well aware that could be a possibility. Wall coverage is slightly in favor of Dig around this. No one's doing the Goal Fury now, but it was just the show of force from each team now.
Yeah. Let's see just how strong you guys are. And in this case, Team Dignitas will respond perfectly. Team Rival not ready to go for it, but look at the positioning out of Team Dignitas. They're spread out, but in a good way. They're going to be able to flank Rival if they step too far forward.
We're Sentry Ward in the middle of the left Harpies. That's where this game has come to now, in terms of the wards and how much the battle has really begun between that. Hold that, Verizon in a bit of trouble.
All by his lonesome, brought down to half HP already. Gonna walk away this time around.
Because the damage dealers was just a little bit too late to that fight, really. And it was also a damage check to see where Variety's at right now.
Yes.
Compared to the damage dealers of Rival. Very, very important to see how much they can shred through those protections and how much they can just burst those tanks down.
Half HP, full commit, ring goes down, Rival gets the Gold Fury, no problem. Team Dignitas trying to respond. Here comes Variety and the Sobek from the backside. Flip is good, Frenzy meets fight, here's the counter initiation, the ultimate out of Athena, just for the defense.
Trixtank getting low, as is Callis, but Callis already used that bracer too. Great time from him onto Trix, but Trix will manage to slip away for the time being. Variety causing a nuisance in the back, and that is that. Rival gonna gold.
That's a win.
They get nothing.
That's a win for Team Rival. They don't even want that fight. They want to hit the bank and run away. They don't want to fight the cops.
Icei still in mid though, may have bit off a bit more than he could chew. And for a second I was like, why are you doing that far forward? But then he was like, yeah, I see 4-2, and he immediately leapt away back to the safety of his own half of the map.
3 players backing a base. And this is the wonderful thing that we get by being commentators. I would say, hey, hit the portal demon, but, well, Rival doesn't know that Dig went back.
No, they don't. But Variety has just seen the portal demon right now, and he's going to head over there. Taunt from Callis coming out, and the portal demon will go to Rival.
Easy.
I just said that a minute ago, though. Goal Fury and portal demon go to one of these 2 teams. It would have been even if they were split, but it's not. Rival just finding the win time and time again. Very similar to what Dig did in Game 1 and Game 2.
That
it's
slow
all Rival now.
bleed.
1,000 cuts. We've heard that before as well. That comes into play. And the slow bleed too. The all ways of finding the victory. It's not Dignitas really doing anything wrong. They just can't find the window for themselves.
Yeah, it's just good play by Team Rival. I think Rival just needed a moment or 2 to really get online. They found themselves with that Ares game. And here they are in game number 4, tempting us with a full 5-game set.
Yeah, now we can see Rival just happy to try and push down the right-hand side here, but Dignitas going to try and split the difference, take the tier 1 in the mid lane in response. In my opinion, the mid lane is pretty important, but Variety could die. Bracer!
See ya. Not even that exciting. It's all about the tower right there. And this is, I like this play from Team Dignitas as Rival is going to force the fight. jumping onto his Ice. Collis on the backside, escaped by Wave Ultimate. Trouble for iceicebaby. Bracer, not good enough. Qvofred gets another one.
Tier
4 for
Tier
Team
2
Dig.
for Tier 2 though, 1 for 1. And it looks like Dignitas to get him a chicken. And at the moment you can see one member came back, Deathwalker came back, the other damage dealers from Rival are still going. Tier Phoenix in the mid lane goes down, Phoenix on the right hand side goes down, and Dignitas will get away. Oh, interesting.
This is so smart from Team Dignitas. They're losing every fight here. They are just not successful. So you know what? They're just not gonna fight. They walk away, they go to a different lane, they take a different tower. Sure, like it's a Phoenix for Phoenix, but they can win that. They can't win the brawl, so just don't do it.
Fire Giant has been started. Qvo's only at half health, has to go in and face check. Taunted, overhead kick is already down. He's out of the fight. Zyrhoes has to eat that ultimate or Qvo is dead. So Zyrhoes is now forced out too. I don't think, why Rival going back? They could go fire here. Did they not realize they pushed out Zyrhoes too?
Yeah.
Even, look at what Dig did, even Dig panicked, like, are they doing it again? Because I expect them to be doing that.
That root by Qvofred, so important. That's a double kill for Deathwalker.
Sure.
If Qvofred doesn't find that root. DW has the taunt up, he taunts the 2, he hits him with whatever the hell he wants, down they go. Qvofred finds a single ability, gets the root, Deathwalker has to turn, walk away.
And we're at 27 minutes now. Obviously, Rival is still in charge of this game, but once again, we mentioned it in the last couple of games, generally at 20 minutes, you'll have a couple of people at level 20. This game, there's only 2, and this time round, there's only 2 on Rival, with the Solo and Hunter being online. And this is the first time I can say Vote is having a barn burner.
Again, love it when you go full British. But this is what we're talking about, is the fact that the mid game was dominated by these forced fights. We've gotten so accustomed to teams prioritizing the farm, Rival forcing Dignitas to walk away from the XP and walk into the damage.
But the thing is, the longer the game goes, the less the experience matters. It's still going to matter quite heavily with how this pace has gone. But eventually, everyone's going to hit level 20. Eventually, that goal's not going to matter too much. And eventually, it's just going to come down to just one good old bomb-burning team fight, and then we'll find out a victor. And at the moment, it's looking like Rival are the ones that keep coming out on top. Arkkyl is slowly just being very quiet this game. Very, very quiet.
This game is walking in the direction, though, where it becomes one of those game 2 where we saw energy. I'll touch on that in a moment. Variety forcing the ultimate very early. Very afraid of that combination. What I meant about the energy was that one of those games where it comes down to one team fight. Both of these teams are balanced composition-wise. A little bit of early, a little bit of mid, a lot of bit of late. When it comes down to it, I think both players, both teams, are gonna slowly choke them out. One person with the team fight, they win the game.
This Callus build is crazy too. He's got the Stone of Gaia, obviously, but he's also got the Spirit Robe, which makes it even more tricky to try and trap him, because he's the issue. He's the starting block for this team of Rival. He's going to go in, charge in, taunt, burn beads. If you don't kill him, if you can't take him out before the fight even happens, he's not got a chance. Fire Giant started up, and the ring is on zone duty. Phantom popped, Trix coming in. This could be a steal. No, too late. Rival get the fire, and now the fight is on.
Dignitas looking for the chase. There's going to be the ultimate out of the soul. No knockup is good enough. Collis down to half HP. Team Rival thinking about the re-engagement. iceicebaby stunned out. Likely to fall here. Variety looking for the kill. Everybody else should look for the retreat. That's what they do. iceicebaby gives himself up for the rest of the squad.
Sacrifice for the greater good. 4 members get the Fire Giant and get to live. Wlfy and Vote managed to get hold of it for themselves and get themselves in a very good spot now to look to take down the last couple of towers. Do like Dick's call here though. Straight to the gold. Answer back again. Don't give him some free gold across the other side of the map when you're going to have to fight a Fire Giant.
Dignitas did a good enough job of forcing the opposition back to base to know exactly what they got. And when it comes to, how many times have I said, just these past 3 days. Yeah, I'll take that every time when the tank dies for the objective, especially in Odin. The late game, he's looking for cooldown on the ring. That's all you want your Odin to do. I don't care if he's got fire. The rest of the 4, that's exactly what I want.
And now the game continues once more, and Fire Giant in the favor of Rival. Now their Phoenix in mid has respawned, Phoenix in the right respawned too. Poor Demon gonna go the way of Rival here, and the question in my head was, I'd actually like to, actually not a question in my head, I want to see Rival go left. I want to see Rival go left. Take tier 1, take tier 2. Why? Those towers do reduce the protections of the Titan overall and actually lower his health too, especially when the Phoenixes fall. The right-hand side is already Phoenix. Sorry, already weakened and dead before. So a couple of basics, and that's going to go down anyway. Take some of these other towers. They're going to go tier 2 mid, then maybe look for the Phoenix there or left.
There's a taunt out of Kala. Zyrhoes able to avoid more of the damage.
Ooh.
The ultimate out of Wlfy, not impactful, but the damage already done theoretically as the tier 2 tower
And
falls.
the reason I was like, ooh, like that is because Nox's damage in the late game with that ultimate is absolutely terrifying.
Well, it's also, it's not just the damage. It's also the bonus that you get off of it. A damage reduction from the opposition. So Wlfy throws out that giant bubble, and then all of a sudden, you're taking less damage.
Here's the thing, because in the early game, yes, that's what it's for. It's there for potentially the last hit kill, right? Just the last hit kill to kill somebody and the reduction of damage on the team, right? But in the late game, it can one-shot.
Oh, yeah.
It can one-shot a squishy. If Arkkyl doesn't see it coming, and it comes out of nowhere, or Zyrhoes doesn't see it coming, it'll quickly turn into a one-shot kill, and it's a 4v5.
Hinderman, I believe you ordered a left side siege.
Did exactly what I expected them to do. I'd like to see him push on a little bit more, though. I love what Arkkyl did, and I like Deathwalker's response, too. Arkkyl went mid, looking to try and cheekily take that middle Phoenix down a second time. Deathwalker goes, no, 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 Sunshine. You will sit in this base and watch a siege.
10-5 at the moment. Team Rival regrouping one more time. There's a taunt in the middle lane, not going to hit much of anything. And because of that, the damage out of the mid-mage also going to be lackluster. Team Rival waiting for the reset of the cooldown.
Exactly, that's what I said. The big thing for Dignitas here is Team Rival are going to go in, look for a taunt, look for the silence, look for the kill. If they can get one person picked, it's got a job done, everything's fine. But if they don't, Dignitas have to pick the right time, like when that taunt's down, to potentially dive in and turn this around. But there's the frenzy.
Qvo goes to the back line, jumping up forward, looking for the rest of Team Rival. Suns come down, no damage whatsoever. Variety forced early into that ultimate, and now it's Dig that's pushing up, looking at voted BK. Trixtank puts them down, successful defensive set.
Big play from Trixtank has now set Dig up to push back towards Rival. Vote is dead for 56 seconds. And what does that mean? Dig, hold their base. Dig have defended against the Fire Giant for now. It's only got a few seconds left as you see it fall off. And now Dig can go, okay, we defended the Phoenixes. We're not an even game.
No.
Not an even game just yet. There's one tower separating that even game.
But how do you get to that even game? Step by step by step. You don't just jump into it. That defensive stop is one of the first steps. Now, honestly, you don't even need a second defensive stop. You're down 7,000 gold. You got to win this fight on the right side for the big fire guy.
You know what, for a second there, the way Dig charged into the jungle for just a moment, I actually thought they may have been set up for a cheeky little trap. You know, around the fire giant, just waiting for one of the people to come around and boom, take him out. But they got wards down, went back to base. Very important, these sentries. Very, very important.
We'll see if the vision is enough or if they need the damage on top of it. Trixtank, so impressed with this play here. That charge forward was 100% exactly what Team Dignitas needed at that moment in time.
We've been talking all week about Dignitas. I was saying they've all got the ability to step up when the team needs them. The only thing we hadn't mentioned yet was Trix, and that play was good. But he may need a couple more of those to really turn this for Dignitas. And the Rival, they're the ones on the defensive.
Yeah.
Double Hunter, remember that late game double Hunter? Arkkyl, Sol, Hou Yi, Sol, gonna shred down Fire Giants quicker than what Rival can do.
Deathwalker served up right in the middle of all the damage of Team Dignitas. Ultimate used, will heal up in the moment. Hi-rez, forcing Zyrhoes out on the left-hand side, and the ultimate of Arkkyl already on cooldown. Zyrhoes and Variety still have theirs available. Only vote on the side of Team Rival. Okay, so not too clean coming out from Dignitas there, but the good news is they get Zyrhoes away, and Zyrhoes with Bancroft's talent can easily heal back to full health very quick. Variety's just buying time. He's lulling Rival in a little bit more, and Dig was thinking about it, but he didn't get enough, and the call is going to be to disengage. Variety's caught again. The chase is good, the taunt is strong. Variety has no ultimate, so only one life for him. Deathwalker in trouble, very low, hit from Zyrhoes from a distance. Trixtank trying to find it, can't, won't, and he does himself. Boat turns up big, taking down the support.
Oh, and Ice Ice maybe has to find Zyrhoes, but no. The Aegis will stay on long enough for him to escape. But credit to Arkkyl for that leap. I tell you what, that leap was point of a second. Hou Yi's leap is so late in animation too, that he could have got trapped inside that silence. And that would have been game if those two died. I'm sure Rival would have taken it, but they do get the portal demon, so they do find a small win after the one pick on Trix.
Yeah, nice play coming out from Team Rival. Finding the pick, and now looking for the subsequent objective. Arkkyl heading back to base, while Team Rival picked up the Fire Giant. Zyrhoes walking right past. This is a relinquish of the objective. Team Rival find the big guy, and they will earn themselves the Fire Giant belt. 11-6 right now. Hindu Man, Team Rival, back in the driver's seat.
It just... What is it with Game 5s just lately in finals, man? It's just started to happen more and more.
It's the momentum. It's the momentum. And you know what?
We spoke about it earlier. You said too. Game 2.
So
Game 2 is the big key.
So here's the science of the series one more time. Game 2 and 3 are almost identical. You want to go ahead and get that game 2, and he who wins this set of the game number 2 is sort of the one that's gonna go ahead and set everything else up. Game number 3 is sort of the same situation, but more dire. That's why you want to win the game number 2. But when you're this crazy team like Team Rival that has a pocket pick as deep as Solo Ares, you can afford to go for the game number 3 victory. You look for it, you have the momentum for game number 4, and then game number 5, best of 1.
I realistically thought this was going to be a 3-1. I really did, because I thought, okay, you've done your strap there, Rival. Cool beans, Ares solo, lol, it works, cool.
Nope.
Game 2, so next game I should say, the Nox comes out of nowhere. Oh, not out of nowhere, but it's set up nicely.
Ask any of these fans that I've been talking to throughout the week, I said, or throughout today, I said this finals is going to be a 5-game set. Rival either wins game 2 or 3 and continues to push forward. With that said, should Rival win tonight here at 4, I have no idea who wins 5.
Well, I had a 3-1 for Dig, and right now, for that to even happen, they have to defend a full Fire Giant team yet again. They did it once.
Yep.
Got to keep doing it.
Here it is, taunt coming out from Kalas, jumping in, not enough damage just yet. Ring is down, Arkkyl in trouble, backside, Variety low, gets the ultimate off just in time.
Variety bought so much time for his team to disengage once again, but the reset happens once more. Right-hand side low, look what happened. Ice will get that weakened Phoenix. Good plot from Trix, but I don't think that's enough because now mid's under siege too.
Qvofred trying to deal with 3 separate players, jumps forward, stays aggressive, looking for Kalas and Wlfy. Wlfy misses completely.
He needed to hit that, but Trix is still getting low. The Phoenix at half health and the right one is already down. This Phoenix drops and Rival is still fine. Kalas goes in, can't find the target. Variety disrupting, but Phoenix is down.
Variety's doing a fantastic job, falls to the wayside right there. Up until that point, absolutely imperative for Team Dignitas. And once he falls, the Phoenix does as well. No coincidence.
With Variety being down for a minute at the moment, there is a 4v5 power advantage. Obviously, everyone now finally at 39 minutes starting to hit level 20. Support's the only ones missing now. On the left-hand side, though, Rival want to keep going. They know they've got a 4v5. They need to take the free one. And Dignitas recognize they have to tell me.
Easy. Double taunt, double jump. Kalas gets 1. There goes 2. Double kill for the team of Team Rival. With 3 players down, Hindu Man. Down goes Team Rival right into the throne room. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a game number 5.
2 in a row for Dig. 2 in a row for Rival. And only one of them can take the last game now.
Man, you know, people call me on this. They think I lie about this. They always ask me who I'm rooting for, who my favorite team is.
The crowd at the moment are currently bowing down to Rival. Well, members of the crowd that were just bowing down.
This is an incredible set by an incredible team. And this is what I was talking about. I realistically don't have a favorite team. I just like to see good old-fashioned Smite slobber knockers. And that's exactly what we're getting. I'm happy at the picking garbage.
I was a little bit worried about that too, but I was a little bit worried about the semifinals yesterday being better than the finals today. I really was.
Ye of little faith in you, man.
Look at what we got. I mean, Dig did 3-0 energy, but my God, what a match that was.
Oh.
And then the other half, Obey versus Rival. come on, man. Those were good semis.
I was on Reddit yesterday talking to the post-game threads, as I always am, and I said, you know what, that 3-game series, the 3-game sweep, was closer and more exciting than some 5-game sets I've seen. This one is not included in that comparison.
And now, with that, we'll have a look at some of the replays from that set. Who do you want to see, Tom? Anyone?
Vote.
Let's go with Vote. He did have a good game in that Cernunnos, and I was talking about the Hunters. I actually think they're the backbone. Not my backbone of a team,
Sure.
but like, these are the secret killers.
You know what
on each of the team there. They've got to get checked. Like, whichever one of them has done well in the game, that's the team that's won. And it's weird to say, but yeah.
What I really liked about Vote's performance here was that he played a Hunter, but he played the Mage job. In came the taunt, the Trouble Puddle, and the Root, set up for the 2 and the 4 out of the Hunter. Every single time. Knocks damage, Vote AoE damage, down goes the opposition. That's the reason why Team Rival winds up winning. Not because of Vote, not because of Kallus, not because of Wlfy, but because of Vote, Kallus, Wlfy, iceicebaby, Deathwalker. All 5 players, imperative.
I don't know.